A copy of Super Mario 64 sold for 1.5 million, raising eyebrows. So this article from Polygon by Nicole Carpenter. And so okay, this is Heritage Auctions. They what do they call it? Scoring it or
I have no idea.
yeah, oh rating. They rate it. So they rated this game at a 9.4, right? So for those of you who don't know, in the collectors community, it could be anything. It could be baseball cards, comic books, games, right?
It says 9.8 on the
Is it
tweet.
9.8? Oh yeah,
It
it
says
is 9.8.
9.8 A plus plus.
Yeah, so this is like a pristine copy, right? That means the cardboard is really good. It's got all the contents, everything like that.
No one's
So,
breathed on it in 20 years.
yeah, pretty much. It's been hermetically sealed. um, so, whenever something is rated, its value goes up tremendously because it's an expert has looked at it and deemed the quality, right? So there's not much question of how good it is. Now, that being said, this game is not worth $1.5 million. Now, what is going on here? So a lot of people are speculating like uh you know, this game should not be this much. Now, some people think so here's this is just a tweet by somebody. The price jump on this stuff is so sudden on such specific items that I do not believe it happened naturally. It all feels really suspect in my opinion. All right. Um, Now we want to. You and me have been pointing this out, and we talk about this all the time. Look at this article here, or this comment here.
Comment.
This is money laundering, or maybe a straw purchase designed to push prices upwards across the board. Right. So, you and me talk about game prices all the time in the secondhand market,
Yes.
and how it's becoming a big problem for
Yeah, so
real
much.
collectors.
Like I'm barely in it anymore. It's just I'm being priced out.
You, I can't hear you. Can you pull your mic up a little bit?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's been getting so crazy to the point where I'm just being priced out. Like
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Mostly because the games that I want now are more rare games.
Yes. Yeah. So I think, look, a lot of people don't know this, but the art world is rife with
Corruption.
corruption, tax evasion, stuff like that. So you'll get a lot of people like, selling crappy paintings or even maybe good ones that just are not worth that much. And what it
Well, art
is,
is subjective.
yeah, art is subjective, but you know, people use it to either launder money between people or they use it to stash money from taxes, right? So is that what happened with this game? I don't know. Maybe. Or, like the game says, is this being used for market manipulation? Because a lot of these company or a lot of these people that resell games all the time, they do really well when these game prices are at their peak. And like you said, you're getting priced out. I'm having a hard time getting certain games. Because of this issue, I actually had to put myself on a gaming budget, which I never had before because I could buy like a couple games here and there for cheap, right?
Yeah.
But now I have to get like one good used game a month now that's a collector's game because they're just too much.
Hashtag first world problems.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is a
But still,
first
it
world
is an issue.
problem.
It is. It's an issue.
It is an issue though. And so yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I think honestly, I think there's market manipulation going on because it's either that or it's a combination of market manipulation plus
Supply and demand.
supply and demand. The fact that retro gaming has blown up in the recent years.
I mean, not just retro gaming, but collectibles in general. A good example is, and maybe it's because it's gaming adjacent,
Hmm.
but I think collectibles in general. Gravity Rush. I really like Gravity Rush. I've spoken about that before. I would really love to have a figure of Cat from
Hmm.
Gravity Rush. Figma makes some awesome figures, and
Hmm.
they tend to sell pretty expensive depending on which one you get.
Hmm.
But their price range is in the hundred, in like
Okay.
the lower hundreds slash high. What's below 100? I
Yeah.
don't know what to say.
Oh,
You know,
tens? I don't know.
yeah, I know, right? It's like it doesn't seem right to say tens. Anyways, around the 100 price range, if you will. But a cat figure for Gravity Rush is selling for like 300 something used,
Yeah, that's insane, man.
and I can't afford that.
Yeah.
And it's just silly. It's getting a little crazy out there. And we just talked about amiibos.
Hmm.
Amiibos are selling for double the price, if
Yeah.
not more at times.
Yeah.
So you really got to jump on it before like as the pre-orders are available. But yeah, no, the market is getting crazy.
Yeah. I'm so glad I don't collect amiibos because I'd be pulling my hair out even more.
Well, it's not even like collecting amiibos in the sense that like, ooh, I need to get them all.
Yeah.
It's more like, ooh, this one's coming out. I would really like this one.
Yeah.
It's already been scalped like crazy, and the value has shot up significantly because you can't get it from first party
Yeah.
sellers or third party
So
sellers.
I wanna give a couple tips to people out there, and you probably have some too. One, find a local shop that sells retro games, right? That's a big one. Because you and me are lucky we have East Starland, which you can order from them online if you want to. Two, sometimes it's better to buy the European version of games because the European version usually doesn't sell out like the American version, and they run on American systems and they're English, right? Most of them have English support.
Well, it depends on what system you're talking about because you're not gonna get a European PS2 game.
No, I mean like the newer consoles.
PS3, yeah,
Yeah,
end
yeah.
up. I get it.
And
Except
then
for Xbox 360, maybe.
yeah, yeah, probably Xbox. And then like, but it's really good for like Switch games and PS4 games.
Correct.
And then three, um, try to get games on sale. Um, Go to like slickdeals.com and click on their game sale tab. And every once in a while, I'll score like a Japanese game that turns out it ends up being rare. Or I'll find a good GameStop deal, like buy two get one free or buy one get one free. And what happens is they send it to you a lot of times. They'll send just the disc or they'll send just the cartridge. You can buy. I buy actual the real cartridge or case. I purchase the real cases on eBay and just send them here, and then I have a complete copy now. So there's ways and tricks that you got to come up with because this stuff it just costs too much. And also, I make a lot of my own repro cases. So if I get games and I can't find a used original case, I'll just buy a cheap case and then I'll print out my own insert. So yeah, there's tricks that you can do to make it more bearable. But yeah, it's crazy right now, man. I don't know what to say. It's
It's wild
crazy.
up in these streets.
Yeah.
I'm
So
I'm I'm actually more of a complete unbox like OG collector.
yeah,
I'm not a fan of the repro cases unless it's for a game that hasn't come out,
yeah,
kind of like Mother 3.
yes, yeah.
Um, but in terms of pardon. But in terms of like selling or purchasing games, one other tidbit I would say is just kind of like do your research and don't jump the gun on kind of like buy it now prices
Hmm.
because things do fluctuate
Hmm.
depending on what you're looking at, obviously, because a copy of Snatcher for Sega CD isn't going to go down anytime soon.
No,
Um,
no.
but in terms of like these newer games, I would be cognizant in terms of the type of game, who's developing it,
Hmm.
and the historical availability of something like that game. A good example, which Geo actually just brought me into this one, Fairy Tale
Hmm.
for the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. That game, uh, developed, I believe, by Bandai Namco or
Hmm.
Gust. It's developed by Gust. It was published by Bandai Namco. Anime game and JRPG.
Overlooked game. Very
Yes,
overlooked game.
based off of a popular anime. That game came out, little fanfare, average review scores, but look for it now on eBay, and it is significantly more expensive, even used, than when it originally came out new.
Yeah.
And it's as like being cognizant of these kinds of games. I was fortunate enough to get it used from GameStop for much cheaper, but even then,
Hmm.
the prices are wild for that
Yeah.
game, and it honestly it feels like it comes out of nowhere. But if you look at these kinds of games and you do your due diligence, you can see like, hey, there's quality here. It may not be the best quality to some,
Yeah.
but I mean, some of my favorite games are B level games.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Same here.
and some of those games are the games that gain the most value.
Yes.
A good example is like something with a game that I'm hunting right now that I've been hunting for a while and I haven't gotten yet is Samurai Western, an Atlas published title that it looks like, very generic action game, but I want to play it. I think it looks like a lot of fun. People do have fun with it.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Right now it's selling for close to 300.
Yeah.
Somewhere around the 200 300 price range.
Yeah.
So it's like, dang it. When that game, why didn't I get that game when it first came out? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because I thought it looked like ass.
Exactly. Exactly. And also I want to point out like something to be cognizant of towards the end of a console's lifespan, like right now is towards the end of PS4 and Xbox One, when games only for that console come out and they're more smaller titles, they tend to have a very low print run. And you might want to look at those. A lot of people dismiss those games because they're like, yeah, I want a PS5 now and blah, blah, blah. But if you look at some of these games, they're instantly collector's items because it's at the end of the life cycle and they just don't print many. And it ends up being a good game. And in a few years, it's over $100, $200. So that's also something to be aware. If you want to, like, for example, now's the time to collect PS4 games. Now's the time to collect Switch games. Not in a year, not in 2 years, now. So, um,
Especially when Switch games are going crazy with their prices. I
yeah,
mean, if you don't mind me saying, you just recently got a copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
yes. And Circle of Torna.
uh,
Or
Torna, the Golden Country.
yeah, I don't
You're
know.
fine. You're fine.
I don't know why I say that.
Circle of the Moon Torna.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah, yeah. I had to get those, and I had to. Unfortunately, they were more because they're hard to get now. You can't get
Yeah.
them new. You know.
And those aren't old games by any means, though.
No,
The Switch
no,
isn't an old console.
no. But
And so, here's a good example: Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon. I want that game. I want a physical. I have a physical copy for it on the PS Vita.
yeah,
I don't have it on the Nintendo Switch, and I kind of want it on the Nintendo Switch. Those prices are wild. They're
yeah,
like 130 easy, if not higher than that. And that game came out 2 years ago,
yeah.
if not less than that. Um, to piggyback on what you just said, Observer System Redo just came out, physical on the Xbox. It was a digital only game for a long time.
Hmm.
It's developed by Blooper Team. I think they're called Blooper Team.
Yeah,
The same developers that are rumored to be working on the next Silent Hill.
yeah,
This game will not have a large print run. And I just went ahead. I was just looking. As I was researching Blooper Team because of the whole Silent Hill stuff. I saw that some of their games are getting physical copies.
yeah.
So I snag it up. And I snag it up initially when it first comes out because sometimes even after it just comes out, it doesn't get a sale and it goes up in price, and even the used price goes up.
Yes. No, you're
And
right.
a good example is literally Fairy Tale. That game just came out not too long
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. And also I want to say like two games to look out for. If you have any advice, two games to look out for: Cyber Shadow and Ender Lilies. Those are two. When those get physical, that's funny saying that. When those get physical, get a copy if you can, because those games are only digital right now. They're huge hits, and they're most likely going to have a very limited physical run if they even get one, which I'm hoping they do.
Well, you're wearing the shirt limited run games, so I'm hoping they do something with it.
Yeah, if someone at limited run sees this, please, Cyber Shadow and Ender Lilies. Do you have any games that you're looking out for?
I have a hopeful. I hope that Katana Zero gets a physical soon because I haven't purchased it digitally.
Okay.
And John, friend of the podcast, he's playing it and he's having a great time. He says it's awesome.
Okay.
So, and then like I bought Hades when it was on sale digitally on Switch.
Yeah.
And so like, I purchased it again physically because
Yep.
it finally got a physical version. Um but in terms of looking out for any other games coming out in the future, unfortunately I don't have anything right now.
Okay.
Star Renegades, which is the strategy RPG, has a physical version that was released in Europe, but I'm kind of hoping that Limited Run has a release. But
Okay.
just in case, it's I believe it's being done by what's that place called?
Special Reserve.
Special Reserve Games, I believe so.
Okay. All right.
It's either it's either Special Reserve Games or Strictly Limited Games.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can you text me that later?
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you have it. Those are our tips. But yeah, be wary about the prices. Don't just buy it now. Give it like a week, because sometimes you'll see a game and it's like over $100, but you wait a week and some people just decided to sell their copy that week, and the price goes down. So
Yeah, in
yeah,
terms of these auctions.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So be wary of that, and yeah, first world problems.
Good luck on the hunt.
Yeah. Um,
A hunter must hunt.
yeah, I'm actually playing Horizon Zero Dawn right now. I never played it.
Yeah, I have a friend that's playing it right now on PC though,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're loving the hell out of it. Are you
Dude,
playing on PlayStation?
I love it.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
love
great.
it.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave comments, and we'll see you all next time.
Keep on gaming. Take care.